A massive U.S. weather shift is coming? Weather Update American Cities number 136. Are you ready for a wild ride? A huge weather pattern change is sweeping across the United States, and it's setting the stage for some dramatic events over the next couple of weeks. Out west, an atmospheric river is gearing up to deliver an almost unbelievable amount of snow, with some higher elevations potentially seeing up to 8 feet over the next 10 days. But that's only half the story. As this system tracks eastward, it's going to ignite a major battle between bitterly cold air and warm, moist air. This clash of temperatures is the perfect recipe for trouble. With frigid air plunging south and warm, humid air surging north from the Gulf of Mexico, the atmosphere will be loaded with energy. If all these ingredients mix just right, we could be looking at a widespread severe weather outbreak across the south-central United States. We're talking about major hubs like Dallas, Austin, and Shreveport being in the line of fire for a nasty combination of damaging winds, large hail, and even a few tornadoes. And brace yourselves, because this is just the opening act. The Pacific Ocean is lining up a series of powerful storms, and it plans on sending them into the United States one after another throughout next week. Each of these storms will tap into that same volatile mix of atmospheric ingredients. This increases the odds of seeing a repeating cycle of extreme weather, with heavy, blanketing snow on the cold side of these systems, and the dangerous rumble of severe thunderstorms on the warm side. To really get what's going on, we need to talk about the temperature story. Right now, a giant dome of warm air is parked over the Great Plains, making it feel more like spring than winter. Meanwhile, the East Coast is getting a chill thanks to a system that just moved through. As we head into the end of the week, that warmth in the plains will continue to build before moisture from the Pacific crashes the party. This will cool things down near the Rockies, setting the stage for significant snowfall this weekend. This heat wave is the real headline maker, though. The warmth building across the Great Plains and the Midwest is what's providing the fuel for that severe weather potential. And as we head into next week, things could get truly historic. We are talking about temperatures so warm that places as far north as Minnesota might flirt with the low 70s by next Tuesday. That's not a typo. 70s in mid-February in Minnesota would be absolutely unbelievable and could shatter long-standing records. Now, you might be wondering if this warmth will last. Eventually, we will likely see some Arctic air try to push its way back into the United States. A large low-pressure system is expected to develop over California early next week before tracking into the northern plains. This storm will pull a lot of that warm air north, but it will also drag in some colder air on its backside. However, if the storm tracks further north, it will lead to a much weaker and less impressive Arctic blast than we often see. So, as it stands right now, a major coast-to-coast Arctic outbreak doesn't seem to be on the immediate horizon. It's more likely that we'll have to wait until the last week of February for a more significant shot of cold air, which would bring a better chance for snow further south. But for now, the big story is the record-breaking heat. We're looking at temperatures soaring 40 to 45 degrees above average across the northern plains, which is what could push places in the Dakotas and Minnesota into the 70s. If you didn't know it was February, you'd swear the calendar flipped to April. We're seeing temperatures in the 50s all the way up in North and South Dakota today, and that's going to stick around through the weekend. By early next week, we could see 60s in Omaha and Minneapolis, with the potential for things to get even warmer on Tuesday. Meanwhile, parts of the South will be basking in the upper 70s and low 80s. It will be truly wild if this forecast holds together over the next week. Over the next 7 days, we're going to see this incredible mix of rain, snow, and severe storms, all thanks to that fire hose of moisture streaming in from the Pacific Ocean. The most significant threat for severe weather will be from Friday through Sunday across the southern plains and the southeast. By Saturday, the amount of moisture in place will be more than enough to fuel at least some scattered severe thunderstorms all the way from the plains of Texas eastward into Mississippi. But that's not the only storm we're watching. As we move into next week, another even more significant storm system is expected to form along the west coast. This one is forecast to track into the northern plains, the Midwest, and possibly stretch all the way to the Ohio Valley and the Northeast. With the incredible warmth in place, this system could bring a bizarre and dangerous mix of snow, freezing rain, and even a threat for severe thunderstorms much further north than we typically see for this time of year. Let's rewind to what's happening right now. Heavy snow and soaking rain are already falling across the Rockies and the West Coast. This region is about to get hit with a snow bomb. A powerful atmospheric river is setting up, which will unleash a tremendous amount of moisture in the form of heavy, wet snow over the next week to 10 days. Elsewhere, some light snow is lingering in the northeast, and a few showers are popping up in the southeast, but nothing too disruptive for the moment. As we move toward the weekend, that moisture out west will organize into a storm system near Texas. This will bring a low-end threat for severe weather to far west Texas on Friday, mainly near Midland, where some large hail will be possible. By late Friday and into Saturday, the storm will gather more strength and blossom into a large area of rain. The morning should be relatively quiet, but don't let that fool you. Things are expected to ramp up in a hurry after the lunch hour on Saturday. The setup for Saturday is very conditional. We know there will be plenty of wind shear, which helps storms rotate. But the big questions are about instability and timing. Will the atmosphere be unstable enough? And will the storm be in the right place at the right time? For now, it looks like at least isolated to scattered severe storms will be on the table Saturday afternoon from Dallas-Fort Worth over towards Memphis, Little Rock, and Shreveport, bringing the risk of hail, winds, and a tornado or two. Think of this potential severe weather event as having a very high ceiling but also a very low floor. It has the potential to become a significant event with a couple of strong tornadoes, but it could also fizzle out if the ingredients don't align perfectly. It's a very wide range of possibilities. As we go into Sunday, the entire system will continue to track east, shifting the severe weather threat into areas from Tennessee and Georgia down into Florida, where damaging winds remain the primary concern. Beyond that, things get a lot more interesting, especially for the East Coast. While the Southeast deals with rain on Sunday morning, some forecast models are hinting at a snow threat on the northern edge of this storm. It's possible that areas in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Maryland could see snow develop Sunday night into Monday. It is far too early to say for sure if this will happen, as it all depends on the storm's exact track, but it's a possibility to keep an eye on for a potential winter storm. Now let's shift our focus back to the West Coast, because the madness doesn't stop. Heading into next week, a very potent atmospheric river event is expected to slam into the coast. This will translate into feet upon feet of mountain snow on Monday and Tuesday, and frankly, this is fantastic news. A lot of folks who depend on that snowpack, from skiers to water managers, have been getting very nervous. This will be a huge deposit into the snowbank, and it is desperately needed right now. Many areas out west are currently at record low levels for snowpack, which is a major concern for water supplies later in the year. So this multi-day event of moderate to heavy snowfall across the Rockies and Sierra Nevada is incredibly important. This system will also be the seed for our next cross-country storm. We're watching the northern plains and Midwest for a strong low-pressure system to move through from Tuesday into Wednesday of next week, with all modes of precipitation possible. Looking at the big picture, the trend is clear. The last couple of weeks of February are going to be very active. The continuous snowfall in the western part of the country will act as a storm factory, sending more systems eastward across the United States. This is welcome news for anyone who loves active weather and wants more snow. But for those who have been enjoying the unusually quiet and peaceful weather we've seen for weeks, your luck is about to run out in a very big way. The snowfall totals we're expecting are just staggering. Over the next 7 to 10 days, forecasts are calling for a widespread 80 to 120 inches of snow across the higher elevations of the Sierra Nevada and the Cascades. That's not a typo, we're talking about 6 to 10 feet of snow. And if you're in the Rockies, up into Idaho or western Montana, you can also expect feet of fresh powder. This is a game-changing amount of snow that will have a massive impact on the landscape and the seasons to come. I really can't stress enough how critical this upcoming pattern is. This isn't just about having a good ski season. It's about water. Without a healthy mountain snowpack, water shortages become a serious problem in the drier months. Many areas are already reporting record low water and snow levels for this time of year, so this deluge of moisture is arriving just in time. Let's hope this active and snowy pattern continues over the next few weeks to help erase the deficit we've built up.